What's good, everyone? I'm Dooley. I'm a graphic designer out of South Florida. If you've been watching my videos, then you've seen my work. Today, I decided, let me pull back the curtain and show you everything that I used to make my work. Ink, papers, pens, the full setup. These are no sponsorships. It is also no gifted products. This is just what I use on a consistent basis. And with that said, let's get it. This right here is my 3 favorite pens that I use on a consistent basis, and I find myself reaching for them more often than my other pens that I have in my drawers. Also, this is another one, a Pentel sign pen. I tend to reach for this one, but not as often as I do for these. And the reason why I reach for those 3 pens specifically, because I like the way they feel in hand, also the ink flow, and then also how they write. Then another thing also is that they all have different types of nibs, and another thing, how they're lightweight too. You could see here how it responds to the downstrokes that give the thick contrast, and the upstrokes stay thin. That right there is balancing a lot, and the balance is everything in calligraphy. Now, if you're just starting out with calligraphy and you want a more affordable option and you don't want to spend a lot, this is a brush pen that I would recommend. It's not focusing, hold on. Hopefully. Well, it's a Tombow Fudenosuke. This brush pen, you have a soft tip and a hard tip. These are good. I definitely recommend these for beginners, and it allows you to test the waters and help build muscle memory. All right, ink. This is the part where people overthink, and I've tried quite a bit of different inks over the years, and just like with brush pens, you gotta find what works for you. Some are smooth, some are inconsistent, and etc., etc. And you know, another thing also, I remember having this happen, it was some of the inks bleeding all over the page. Now, let me show you what I actually trust. This ink here, once again, this ink here, this is Sumi ink. This is my go-to ink whenever I want to have a rich, nice opacity of dark black ink. But the thing is about this ink, the drying time, it is not immediate. If you do a piece, you need to let it dry, because it's gonna be a bit tacky at first. And I've used this on watercolor paper, cardstock, and 32-pound paper. So once again, make sure to give drying time for this. You also could thin it out as this ink here. Make sure you can see it. It is a watercolor based ink. They have many different colors, as I do. It is also, you have a dropper where you could squeeze it in, fill it up, and drop however much you want into your ink tray. And this is good ink. You could blend it with others in your ink palette. I would definitely not recommend mixing a full bottle of it with another ink, but you do what you want to do. And the drying time for this, obviously it being watercolor ink, it's not gonna take long. Just be aware that it is thin, and if it splashes or gets on anything, try your best to get it cleaned immediately. And also this, I know this one, very easy to find. I believe they probably sell this at your arts and crafts, your local arts and crafts store, whatever that may be. Many different colors, not difficult to use. Also, I even filled up, if I recall, my Pilot Parallel pens with this ink in the cartridges. But don't take my word for that. Do it at your own risk. This paper here, this is my go-to paper because to me, learning over the years of doing calligraphy and lettering, paper matters more than you realize. Well, than you realize. Paper matters more than you realize. It is not something where you could just get some cheap paper, cheap printer paper that is like paper thin, because one, it's going to, when you're writing, the paper fibers are gonna get stuck in your nib, and then your ink is gonna bleed through and it's gonna get on your desk. So for commissions, calligraphy practice, etc., sketching, this is what I have found that works for me. Also, another one is good that I recommend is a Rhodia pad, because Rhodia pads, they're made specifically for various weights of ink and calligraphy in general. So you want to really find, once again, what works best for you. And the good thing that I like most about using 32-pound paper is that this paper, writing on it, let me turn the camera so you can see. As you see here, see how the ink has sat on the paper nice and well, and it has not faded over the years as well, as long as I've had this on my wall. So that right there, it shows you that paper matters. And another thing is that the ink is not bled at all. And now, last but not least, what I will say for practice, so it's all depending on your budget and what you can and cannot spend. So for practice, what I would recommend, instead of maybe 32-pound paper, try 24-pound. 24-pound paper, could buy a ream of it and just go to work, and maybe sooner or later you'll get to the point where 32-pound paper works for you, or get a Rhodia pad or pads and try those out. Because I think with calligraphy, it's just all trial and error over and over and over again. That's the full setup. Everything I just showed you, it's stuff that I actually use. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't need expensive tools to make great work or good calligraphy. You really just need the right tools and a lot of hours with them. Because practice. That's the way to get better. And if you got any questions about all of this, just drop them in the comments below. I read everything, as you all know. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. Subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And if you want to see more work out of this setup, check out my Etsy shop and my website are linked below. I'm Jostin. I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching.